Hi, third graders. Welcome to your next social studies lesson. You should have already watched the Rhode Island presentation and took some cool notes on those. We're looking for purple. Today it'll be a little bit different in this one, but you'll be taking notes again. It's optional if you want to turn this one in, but we want to see your notes though, so if you can, that'd be cool. We're going to talk about Massachusetts Bay Colony. It is another New England colony, and we'll continue this next week too. But this is what you need for this lesson. You need a blank piece of paper. You need a red, green, and blue writing utensil. You need crayons, colored pencils, markers, pens. I know I said pens. I don't care, that works. Just trying to make the writing a little bit more fun. You need to have focus, good handwriting, and laughter. Don't forget to laugh from time to time. In fact, right now, just do a weird laugh, and people in your house will just look at you for some odd reason. Laugh right now. Ha 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 ha. Cool. All right, pause here and go get a blank piece of paper and all those writing utensils. Cool. You should have a blank piece of paper now and all your writing utensils. And if you don't, you need to pause again because that's weird that you didn't do that the first time. But in your notebooks, not on your notebooks, but on your paper, you're going to divide into 3 parts. You're going to use red for characters, blue for label setting, and then green for the details. And it should look something like that. So you're going to make characters on the top in red, setting is blue, and details green. You want to make about 3 equal sections. So go ahead and pause and make it look like this. All right, you should have paused by now and done this part. If you are just watching this and you're not taking notes, you need to pause again and listen to me because you need to take notes. Seriously, this is school. All right, are you in your school uniform? You should be, or I'm gonna have to write you up. No, just kidding. You don't have to. We don't have to be. I'm not even in my school uniform right now. Yes, teachers have to dress up, and right now I'm in workout clothes. So, yeah, I'm sure many of you are in your pajamas, and any day that you could stay in your pajamas all day is a good day. So, lucky you. I hope you're comfortable. All right, here we go. Learning time. So we're talking about Massachusetts. It actually had 2 separate colonies, which is kind of cool. But the Pilgrims settled in Plymouth, which we've learned about. And then 10 years later, another group arrived from England in 1630. So with blue, you're going to do the setting and write 1630. And these new settlers were known as Puritans. So under characters, you're going to write Puritans. And then the new settlement was called Massachusetts Bay Colony. So you're going to want to write 1630 Massachusetts Bay for setting and Puritans for characters. And what I mean by that is if you go back here, Puritans right here, 1630 and Massachusetts Bay Colony here. And you can make those colorful. So I'm going to cruise through again and stop here. So go ahead and pause and make sure you write these 2 under setting in blue and Puritans in red under characters. So pause and do that. Good job. Don't forget to use your best handwriting. I know it's weird that a teacher knows you're not using your best handwriting. Well, not all of you, but some of you are. But we do know. So use your best handwriting, please. All right, here's a map, just so you kind of get an idea of what it looked like. It's kind of cool. It comes out here into the Atlantic Ocean. Kind of nice. And let's talk about the Puritans for a little bit. So you're going to want to write this in characters. You already wrote Puritans, but their big thing was they believed God gave them a mission. So they came here from another land, and that was their mission. So you want to write that God gave them a mission. And then this is super important. That's why I underlined it. The leader was John Winthrop. He was super duper important. You can write that as I'm talking right now, and I'll give you a chance to pause in a minute. But he believed, John Winthrop, that God was bringing them to America for a reason. And they were to be an example to the world of how Christians should be. So he believed he got this mission from God to come to America and be basically like role models for all Christians. And that's kind of what he did. So go ahead and pause and make sure you write what's in red with Puritans under your character section. Nice job. Much better handwriting, too. I could tell you guys were were listening to me. So thank you for listening to your teacher. All right, which one do you think is John Winthrop? Do you think it's this guy? Or do you think it's this guy? If you said this guy, you were correct. That's John Winthrop. This guy over here is actually John. They're both Johns, but he's John Elway. He used to be a quarterback for the Broncos, and now he kind of runs the team a little bit. It's pretty cool. All right, we're going to talk about the Great Migration. Oh my goodness, we have green now. So put that under your last section there. And let's figure out what was happening. Only about 100 pilgrims started the Plymouth colony, but check this out. 25,000 Puritans came to Massachusetts Bay Colony between 1630 and 1660. It's 30 years, 25,000 people. That's pretty crazy. Almost 1,000 every year were just coming, pouring in. Now, that might not seem like a lot to you guys, but at that time, I mean, we're talking almost 400 years ago. That's a lot of people just showing up in an area that doesn't have like apartment buildings and roads and things like that. It was just these little towns. So it's pretty impressive. And it also shows you how important John Winthrop's message was and his belief in that mission, because everyone wanted to come. So they built these small towns all over Massachusetts. Houses and meeting houses built around large grassy field, which was called a common. They ended up with little dirt roads and things. It was more sophisticated than most colonies that we had seen. And you can kind of see it right here. So here's the common area in the middle. And you can see it kind of looks almost like a town that we would see today, right? The church is obviously the main piece of their town. So that's going to be kind of at one end that everyone can see and go to, because that's why they were there, was for religious freedom, but also because they believed in Christianity in the way that it was being taught here and practiced here. So pretty cool. And they had really strict rules, so the Puritans had to obey those strict rules. That's in green, so you want to write that. Next week you'll get some more information about that, and I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. Only Puritan church members could own land or vote. I'm going to go back here. So pause and make sure you wrote that, and also that you went back and wrote, if you didn't pause here, you need to write that. So maybe pause and right here. Nice job. Sorry I messed that up. And
Sorry, I can't help you with notes on Apple.
Now my Apple Watch is talking to me. That was silly. And then pause right here and finish up your green section so it looks nice and beautiful. Show off your colorful notes too, with good handwriting, obviously. All right, next week, guys. I know some of you may have heard about Puritan Day and some of you may have not. We unfortunately can't do a Puritan Day like we've done in the past. It's just not going to work out with everything that's going on with COVID right now. But we will finish up the New England colonies with some sort of Puritan Day activities that you can do at home tomorrow or next week. So social studies next week will look a little bit different. I'm going to share out a bunch of resources that you guys can do that I think will be fun for you and your family maybe. And maybe you can even let your parents be a Puritan teacher and discipline you in a fun way. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll bring third grade together. So look for that. I think it's going to be cool. And good job taking notes today and improving that handwriting and making it colorful. And that's it for social studies today. And yes, again, you get to see me do this little weird thing. I haven't figured out how to do this all yet. So I'm going to quit. But then it saves it. I'm sure you're still listening, which is kind of weird at this point, but that's okay. Massachusetts Bay Colony presentation. Save that to my desktop. All right, guys. Later.